Whew, a lot went down yesterday. A lot went down. We got some new CEOs over at DC Studios, and we need to sit down. We need to talk about this because there's a lot to digest. Come on, let's jump into this, guys. Let's discuss. Okay, guys, so yesterday the news broke that James Gunn, and I hope I pronounced this guy's name right, Peter Safran, are the new co-CEOs over at DC Studios. So first we need to talk about that. DC Studios. That's right. DC is now its own studio, much like Marvel is its own studio. They all work underneath the Disney and Warner Brothers umbrella, but they are their own film division now. They are no longer attached to the regular WB film division. So DC has its own studio, which I've been saying since BVS. DC needs its own studios. It needs its own Kevin Feige type person to run that studio and get away from, because you can't treat these movies like you can any other movie. You can't do that. You have to treat these movies differently, the way Kevin Feige has treated these movies. So for Warner Brothers and David Zaslav for coming in and developing the DC Studios and getting it away from the normal WB branch was a smart idea. Then the news came in yesterday that James Gunn is going to be one of the co-CEOs with Peter Safran. Now, if you guys don't know who Peter Safran is, I gotta be honest with you, I didn't know either. I had to actually kind of look it up. I did go to his IMDb, and he is responsible for producing a lot of these DC movies, including James Gunn's Suicide Squad, the first Aquaman, Shazam, the Peacemaker series, and Shazam 2, and Aquaman 2. So he's been in the WB producing role for a while. So he actually has a lot of credibility when it comes to these things. So James Gunn is going to be more of the creative aspect of the DC Studios, where Peter's going to be doing the producer role. So James Gunn will be the head of the creative. So basically these two guys are going to act like a Kevin Feige, where Kevin Feige does the creative and the producing stuff. James Gunn is going to do half of that. Peter's going to do the other half of that, which I think is just phenomenal. So this is great news if you are a fan of DC Comics, if you're a fan of the DC characters. And I said this years ago, guys, years ago, we need a Kevin Feige. We need a Kevin Feige over there. And years ago, when Disney unrightfully fired James Gunn and he went over to WB, I was like, he needs to be the Kevin Feige over there at WB. And the reason why and everybody says I'm stupid. Everybody says I'm stupid when I said that, right? Oh, no, you can't have him. And then they started throwing out the allegations of why he got fired at Disney. Like, oh, you want a pedophile in charge, blah, 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 blah. The man was never guilty of anything except for bad jokes and bad taste in jokes and being stupid. He was never accused of anything. So when Disney wrongfully fired him and he went over there to do the Suicide Squad, I was like, look, this guy can be the next Kevin Feige. Even people on my own live stream, whether it be Danny, I think Danny kind of agreed with me. I'm not entirely sure, but I did get pushback from a lot of people in my streams going, no, I don't think James Gunn could do it. I don't know, but it always made sense to me that James Gunn could do it because he worked under Kevin Feige. He saw the process in which Kevin Feige did, and let's not forget that James Gunn is personally responsible for the cosmic universe over in the MCU. Yeah, Joss Whedon introduced in a cameo at the end of the first Avengers of Thanos, but it was James Gunn who fleshed out Thanos' character in the first Guardians of the Galaxy. It was James Gunn who established what the Infinity Stones were and what are the importance of the Infinity. He gave backstories and context on everything in the cosmic universe. And if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't get Avengers Endgame the way it was. You know, know, that was the stepping stone. Yeah, all the Earth stuff was, you know, produced by Kevin Feige. And I know Kevin Feige produced Guardians of the Galaxy as well, but it was James Gunn's creative vision that came in and put in the Nova Squad, put in the Infinity War, the Infinity Gems, Infinity Stones, and explain that, explain Thanos, explain the relationship between Thanos and Gamora and all this stuff. Like that was James Gunn expanding that cosmic world, right? He knows what he's doing. He knows this universe. And I always thought that it would have been a great idea if Kevin Feige ever stepped down, that James Gunn would be his successor. But when they fired him, not Kevin Feige, but when Disney fired him wrongfully and he went over to WB, the first thing I said was WB needs to go get him. And people said, no, you're stupid. And then guess what? WB went and got him, and he did Suicide Squad. Whether you like that movie or hate that movie, it's very creative. It's very true to the characters. And Peacemaker is arguably one of the best DC shows, according to the people that have seen it. So the guy knows his shit. So I've always said that, yeah, you know, after Warner Brothers picked him up, like, you need to let this guy run their studio. You need to let this guy run their studio because he knows what the hell he's doing. And a lot of people gave me pushback. A lot of people. You can go back and read a lot of those comments that people left in my videos, in my live stream, and that's fine. At the end of the day, I'm looking around going, who's right now, motherfuckers? What? Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's what I thought. And now we're finally turning the page. We got Henry Cavill coming back as Superman. Black Adam is doing pretty damn good in the theaters. Not the best box office, but great with fan reaction. And now James Gunn is going to be one of the CEOs over at DC Studios. Like, all this stuff is just looking up. All this stuff is looking up. And at the end of the day, we all just want good DC movies. Like, the DC characters are phenomenal. They've been in the back burner for way too long. Way too long. And it's great that they have someone like a James Gunn and a Peter Safran who are aware of these characters and know of these characters and be able to do these characters justice. And I want to throw this out there because I almost forgot to mention this before I ended this video. Was yesterday when the news broke out, I seen a lot of people already going, oh, he's friends with Zack Snyder. You guys need to get that out of your head, man. You need to get that out of your head. You really, really do. I'm not saying that there's no chance that Zack Snyder won't come back to direct something, but you're talking about like a 5% out of 100 that it's going to happen. Like, it's a 5% chance that Zack Snyder comes back. Zack Snyder was running that whole thing. He had one creative vision. They got away from that vision. His swan song was his Justice League movie. They let him do his 4-hour cut. That was his swan song. You guys really need to let this go. Like, you need to let it go. Come on, man. Just like Elsa said, guys, let it go. Let it go. Zack ain't coming back no more. Let it go. Let it go. Zack ain't come back no more. Can't you see the DCEU? Zack Snyder ain't coming back no more. You guys just gotta let it go, man. Seriously. Like you guys ride this pony like you're gonna get somewhere. The swan song was his Justice League movie, guys. I'm not saying there's a complete 100% chance he ain't coming back, but it's like a 5% chance coming back because now we have new heads of the studios. They're gonna go in a more creative direction where everything's gonna be more cohesive, and we're probably going to be more like the MCU, which it needs to be. I don't know where Batman fits in all this, but James Gunn is who I trust. So anyway, guys, that's my thoughts on it. For love of God, guys, get over the Zack Snyder stuff. Seriously, guys. And also, let's not forget, James Gunn is friends with Kevin Feige. So he can call Kevin Feige anytime. Like, yeah, man, I got this idea for this Superman trilogy. What do you think? And I'm going to connect it. Man, this is good news, guys. This is all good news. So, guys, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys stay safe. Until next time, as always, Robert Storm's here, and that's my opinion. Later, guys.